Welcome back, guys. Tonight I am congested and I do apologize. I have a review of the Amazon Basics Immersion Hand Blender. Just a heads up before we even starting this, anything you see in the video, do not try. And I'm not a professional, never used one of these before. So take it lightly if you know what you're doing with these, because I don't. So I just kind of want to see what they're like, and I got it to blend some eggs, which, as you'll see in a second, it can definitely blend eggs. But with that said, let's get started. All right, guys. So again, sorry for the congestion here. So on the Amazon Basics 500 watt multi-speed immersion hand blender, it does come with some different attachments. I got mine with just this setup. There's a chopper, buck, bowl, and then you can also get a blender. I mean, not a blender, but a whisk. Here's the unit itself. When I got it, I'll be honest, I got this to blend eggs. Yeah, I didn't read very well, evidently, which I was kind of in a hurry, and I was just using up some credit on my Amazon account. I didn't realize it was that big. It is monstrous, and I thought it was cordless, and it's not. So yeah, basically in the handbook, again, always read this. Don't do anything stupid with it. You know, standard stuff there. You can get that in the book. It just show you some of the specs on it, like how to assemble it, and also it does have the actual specs of it. Leave it there for a second. So what I'm going to be doing to review it, we're going to be chopping up some carrots, hot dogs, of course, M&Ms. This is the limited edition sugar cookie one. I'm going to be doing some eggs, of course. I'm going to be doing some pear, and I'm going to make a paste out of that. I'll be honest, guys, I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. I got it for eggs. It ended up being huge, and I kind of want to try it out. So if anything, this will just be for entertainment. So with this said, I'm going to get this all set up, and I'll be back in a second, okay? All right, guys, so what I want to do first is just kind of show you some of the controls. Let's have minimum to maximum. And then this top button here, well, the bottom one, kicks it on. And then you just press this at any time, it kicks on turbo. So to disconnect it again, what you're gonna do, you're gonna unplug it first, and then this just kind of slides off. You can't really mess it up. There's two different ways it goes on. One way it'll work, one way it won't. But it is momentary only. You can't get it to stay on. Then as you're doing it, and then turbo. So just want to show you guys the controls of that. For those of you that want to hear the motor, it sounds really good. It doesn't have any sort of grittiness or any sort of cheapness sound to it. So there's that. Just wanted to show you guys that. All right, so first test is gonna be 6 eggs. I have it set on minimum because I don't know, I have a feeling this is gonna just launch it straight out of the bowl. So with this said, let's go and get started. One thing I did notice, again, I've never used one of these before, is that it feels like it sucks it down, which I'm sure that's normal. I forgot to mention, I did look at the blades actually, and they actually do feel really sharp. And again, being Amazon Basics, you can't expect much, but there's stuff I've used in the past, I've actually been pretty impressed. So with this said, there are the eggs. I'm going to be eating that later. And so the next test, we'll be back in a moment, and we're gonna do some hot dogs. All right, so for this test here, I'm gonna be honest, this is probably gonna be slightly dangerous just because I don't really have a good way of holding these hot dogs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically stick them in there and see if it cuts them. Obviously, I think it will. I'm just trying to see what kind of lower in power it has. All right, and that's no surprise, that worked flawlessly. So Next test is going to be carrots. This is the one where I think I may need to bump it up on the power because carrots are a lot harder than hot dogs. So we'll be back in a second when I get this cleaned up. Alright, so what I have here, I'm not putting my fingers that close to the blades. But we're going to chop these carrots up, and these are fresh from the store. I bought them yesterday just for this. So with that said, let's see what happens. Looks like it's not having any issues doing it. I'm actually kind of surprised by that, to be honest. Because these are actually really hard. So, didn't really see it coming. So, yeah, with that said, get this cleaned up and we'll move to the next test. Alright, for this test, I have some pears. I wanted to see if it will blend them basically. I'm not sure how difficult this is going to be, but I have two of them in here. These are softer, but basically firm. With this said, let's get started. Alright, so evidently those weren't quite tall enough, but they had no issues at all going through it. And that was actually the cleanest test so far. Alright guys, for the last test, I have flour water that I have turned into a really thick paste. And we're going to see if it can handle this. So with that said, we're back in a second. Alright, so again, it's on low. See how it does. I don't see a whole lot of movement. There's a little bit of movement there out of the hole. It is definitely blending it up to where it is a much less lumpy. So I think this is working just fine. And again guys, this is on the lowest setting. So I am pretty impressed by this. Yes, it's Amazon Basics. Yes, it's definitely a clone of many other units that I've seen. Some of these units go like over $1,000. But honestly, I think this is going to be really nice. Now, these results may not have been surprising to some of you who probably use these every day, numerous times a day, numerous times an hour. But I was actually kind of surprised that it was able to, on low power, the lowest setting, handle all this. So with that said, that does wrap up my review. Again, this is most likely for entertainment value, depending on who watched this. So don't take this too serious if you was not surprised by this. But with that said, I do want to thank you guys very much for watching. Have a good night.